today we're doing a pick a card reading, and the question is what you can do to boost your creative energy and become a more creative person in your everyday life and in your career possibly as well. So I want you to take a few moments, please, to think about which group of cards most resonates with you. You can see that there's a crystal on top of each. So take a few moments to decide which card resonates most with you, which you feel you have the most connection with. Take a few moments to close your eyes and think about it carefully. And then I'll reveal all the cards, and if you don't choose the first one, you can go forward to the appropriate timestamp that I'll list below for the other two piles of cards. Okay? So we'll start with the rose quartz. And again, the question is, what can you do to become more creative and boost your creative energy? So let's see what 3 cards we have here. We have the Page of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups. This card symbolizes the beginning of some realm of some realm of emotion, and of course that can have to do with creativity. The Page of Cups often signifies a muse. So, for example, someone or something that inspires you in your creative endeavors. The Page of Cups could correspond to a person in your life who you find inspirational and who helps move you forward in what you do creatively. And the Page of Cups could also refer to a message being brought to you about your creativity and what you can do with the creative talents that you have. So with the Page of Cups, you want to look for new sources of inspiration in your life. They could already be in your life, but maybe you just need to look a bit harder for them. And of course, the Page of Cups, cups in general correspond to water, and water is emotion. So this could also be a message of emotion or an emotional inspiration that helps you with your creative work. So that's something to look out for. The 3 of Wands. Now, of course, wands correspond to the element of fire, and fire corresponds to creativity, energy, motivation, the drive you have in your life to achieve. Now, with the 3 of Wands, it corresponds to creativity specifically when it comes to that area. And as we can see in the picture, the figure in the picture is looking off into the horizon and thinking of the possibilities for the future. Thinking about what they can do, what's possible for them, and feeling excited about it too, and meditating on it while planning in a practical way as well. And they're enjoying the beauty of what's around them and thinking about what they can do. So this card is signifying that you should look forward. Focus quite a bit on looking forward in your life, looking forward to the things that you can do creatively and what possibilities there are for you, and being determined to see it through. And the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, and of course cups corresponds to water and emotion. The Queen of Cups is can be a person in your life. It could be a person who is very nurturing and intuitive, and who helps to foster your creativity in this context. It could also just signify the fact that you yourself are very nurturing and intuitive, and that you can use those qualities to foster your creativity further. All right? So in summary, we have Page of Cups, 3 of Wands, and Queen of Cups. And the Page of Cups is signifying that there could be a message of creativity, there could be a muse in your life, a person who inspires you, a thing that inspires you, and that's something you should look out for. The Three of Wands signifies that you need to look forward to what you can do, feel motivated to do it, and enthusiastic about the possibilities. And the Queen of Cups signifies there could be a person in your life to look out for who's very nurturing and intuitive, who can help you, or this could signify you. It could mean that your own intuition and your ability to master the realm of emotion could be what brings you to a higher level of creativity. Okay, so that's for those of you who chose the rose quartz. Now we're moving on to aventurine, which is a beautiful green stone, which I think looks like jade. Let's see what we have. We have the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the High Priestess. All right. Now the Queen of Swords. This card signifies a great deal of intellect. Someone who can see the truth of things intellectually, who has mastery of that, and who's open to helping others have the same abilities to teach others how to become more intellectual, how to understand the world in a more intellectual way. This could be someone in your life, it could be you, or it could just relate to the general themes I just mentioned. So that's something you should look out for if you want to boost your creativity. The Eight of Cups, of course, cups corresponds to water, and with the Eight of Cups, generally signify moving away from a realm or an emotional experience that no longer suits you or no longer fits your purpose or is no longer helping you in this context, is no longer helping you in your creativity and creative endeavors. And then the High Priestess, this is an excellent card to get in a creativity reading, because the High Priestess is the card of intuition and creative secrets, but secrets that can be shared, but intuition and creativity, and you're holding the source of high levels of creativity in your hands right now. You just have to make use of them. So in summary, we have the Queen of Swords pointing to intellect, the importance of intellect, mastery of intellect. So try to bring more intellectual studies and pursuits and interests maybe into your creative life. With the Eight of Cups is signifying that perhaps you have to move away from something that's no longer suiting your purposes emotionally. So maybe you're going more in an intellectual direction rather than just an emotional one with your creativity. That's a possibility with these two cards together. And then the High Priestess, of course, is saying that intuition remains extremely important in creativity, and that you already have a high level of it, and you just need to harness it better. And that could possibly be through intellect. All right, so that's that one. Number 2. And for the third stone, which is lapis lazuli, we have the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands, and the Moon. Now, the Moon corresponds to not only emotion, but mainly the unconscious and the subconscious. So the subconscious mind, the influences of the unconscious and subconscious mind, and that's very useful for creativity. Maybe you could do some more meditation and different kinds of exercises to help you get in better touch with your subconscious side, because there could be a great deal in that part of your mind that's waiting for you to better understand and harness in your creativity. And we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands tends to point to multitasking. Now, in the image, we see that the figure is a bit overwhelmed, but it's possible that you're not overwhelmed. It's possible that you are dealing well with the multitasking, and you can try to harness the multitasking in a way that furthers your creativity and your creative pursuits and helps your creative spirit. So that it's multitasking there. And then with the Hierophant may signify that you need to, you may want to consider maybe joining a creative group, learning from people who have the same interests, maybe in the same artistic tradition or the same creative tradition that you want to pursue. That could definitely signify that. So perhaps look into, any creative groups online, or maybe in your area in the future, that you could join. So with number 3, with the lapis lazuli, we had the moon, which signifies that maybe you should pay more attention to your subconscious and maybe do some work like meditation and reflection to get in better touch with that side of yourself to become more creative. The 10 of Wands points to multitasking. So perhaps you could start multitasking more, or learn to find ways to multitask more effectively in your creativity. And the Hierophant signifies that perhaps you could think about getting together with like-minded people, or learning from like-minded people, or following a certain tradition of creativity. Like if you're an artist, you're a painter, maybe you want to try to learn more about a certain school of painting from art history. All right, or you could learn about a school of artists that exists right now, and learn more about them, maybe get in touch with them and learn from them. So that's lapis lazuli. And thank you for joining me.